So what I'm going to give you right now is an explanation of how to finish off the French Revolution key terms and figures chart. Again, I'm hoping that you're going to be thinking as you complete this. You're going to work with the original group of 3 that you started this assignment with. You're going to work in a shared copy again. Remember that you'll need to copy the shared copy and submit it so that each of you has your work. And remember, from the revision history, which I can see over here, I'm able to tell who has worked on the assignment and when. So make sure that each of you contribute to the shared copy of the document. Most of you have finished, or some of you have finished, column C and D for all of the terms. If you have not finished all of the terms for column C and D, then that's your first thing to do. So make sure you've done that. I've given those of you who have done that a mark of 40 out of 50. I think if I miss some, don't worry, I'll make sure I look again when you resubmit. So the final steps are to put the events in some form of meaningful order. Some of the terms aren't chronological, so you'll want to put them at the beginning because that requires understanding for the unit and helps you understand the French Revolution further. And I'm going to teach you a trick about how to do this fairly simply. So what you're going to do first is create a new column. You can see I'm putting the cursor up near column B and I'm highlighting the entire column. And then on your Chromebook you're going to use right click, which is 2 fingers, and you're going to insert a column left. Now that column's really big, so we can actually use the cursor and slide the bar across. I'll do that again. You can see the arrow that I'm using here allows me to expand the size of the column or shrink the size of the column, so I've done that. Okay. Notice this hand, that actually means we've created a header, so these terms up top will not be sorted when we start to sort the terms in some sort of order. Okay. And I'm going to put this, call this event order. You can do the same. And then what you'll do is decide which terms should be at the start, and because they're key terms, not events. So absolute monarchy, for example, requires us to understand what that is. So I'm going to put a number 1 in there. I'll put a number 1 in ancient regime and revolution. And the feudal system, I think I'll put Voltaire, who's a philosophe, at the top. Okay. And then National Assembly is an event. Reign of Terror is an event. Committee of Public Safety is an event, Robespierre, and so on. So most of these are now something that will organize chronologically. So to get the key terms at the top, I put number 1 in there, and there's a little trick here where I can click on this button, this little arrow, and it allows me to sort the information in that sheet by number. So if I sort A to Z, which is like 1 to 10, alphabetical or numerical, it means the same. I can click on that button, and now the terms that I put a number 1 in the column for will be at the top. Okay. I don't know why I have a copy of this column row here, but I'm going to delete that because it's not necessary. I've already got it at the top. So your next job is then to go through and decide which of these events happened first. Okay. The 3 estates maybe is something that you would put second or a number 2 because it begins the story of our study of the French Revolution. States General might be the next one. And then again, I would sort again to go decide if that looks meaningful. So again, I've got, and I might actually put the numbers in the middle. I can use this button up here to sort the numbers and put them in the middle. So I've got absolute monarch, ancient regime, revolution, feudal system, Voltaire, and then I've got the 3 estates followed by the estates general. That makes some sense, but I can always change my order around by putting a different number and then resorting. So your goal is to make a meaningful story by putting the events in some sort of accurate order. Okay? When you sort, what's going to bug you is that all your images in column E will not sort with you. They'll be left behind. And the final step then, once you decide on your order, is to put your images back where you think they belong. Okay? And that's another thinking skill. Where should each image go? and you'll be moving your images around from cell to cell in order for that to happen, okay? Because some of the images will not go where you wanted them to, okay? And that will be something you'll work on. Again, I'll be back next week to help you with this, but you can ask me questions using the post a comment on Google Classroom, and I'll do my best to answer them.